Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Who Let Me Do This. Me, and also you. So let's talk about it. Oh my gosh, I already tried to record this podcast, and literally everything died at once. My light, my mic. I was like, all right, this is a sign. So everything is charged enough now. We are going to get into this. I am going to be doing a spin kind of on Tana's 27 things she's learned it turning 27. I love the idea of that, and I don't know, I just liked it. So, being almost 33 now, I feel like I kind of have some room to talk here. Also, if you hear a baby in the background, my son decided to wake up at 2 o'clock. Usually he's a 3 hour napper, so I don't know what's going on. I think he's just been changing lately. He's been waking up later in the morning and then taking a shorter nap. So I don't know what's going on here. Like, just, 1 year old mom life. I don't know. But, anyways, I actually was prepared this time. We're going to go through this. It's going to be a fun time, all the cozy vibes. It's been like nice and cool here in New England. If you know, you know. So I've been enjoying it, honestly. I'm just trying to summer the rest of August, but this weather's nice. Love it. Being said, let's just jump right in. I have like a front and back page here in my notebook. So I actually planned, go me. I didn't post a podcast last week because I just wasn't feeling it. I wasn't inspired. And right now, I'm currently sick and tired of just rambling about what I'm trying to talk about, and then it goes to something else. And I know a lot of you probably like that, so that probably will still continue from time to time, but I am going to try and plan these out the best of my ability. The first one is very controversial, so you might come at me. You know what? Take it with a grain of salt, live your life. College is a scam. I said it, pause for effect. Okay, before all of you are like, oh my God, I think a lot of you would agree with me on this, considering the student loans thing, considering all of us millennials, hi, over here, that were made to believe that to live your best life, or the life that has been mapped out before you, was to complete high school, go to college, get married. Sorry, go to college, get a good job, get married, have kids, and that's your life. Whereas now, clearly that dynamic has changed quite a bit, and people are doing whatever the hell they want with their life. And I'm sorry, sometimes college is just not the answer to success, okay? In my personal opinion, I do think it's a waste. However, this excludes any of you out there that are, you've had a plan your entire life, like to be a doctor, a lawyer, a nurse, like something where you are going all the way, balls to the walls, and that's what you want. That is your destiny, your goal, your aspiration in life. That's great for you. That is a case where college is worth it. However, for someone like me who now being a stay-at-home mom, I just don't know what I want, to be honest with you guys, because I'm currently in the era of obviously doing what I'm doing right now, but I'm kind of sick of working with kids, but I love working with kids. It's a very difficult thing, and I always have this common transformation of three. If you guys have, well, I almost flipped you off, if you've watched that podcast episode from last season, where like three is my number, for my last three jobs I've only lasted like 3 years, and then I was like, I'm done. Actually, not 2 jobs ago. No, that was like over a year. But I feel like every 3 years I have some sort of transformation in my life, which I've already talked about. So now it being 3 years with being a para, and then obviously I had my son, and then long maternity leave, I went back to work that one day and I was like, this is just not worth it for me. So that's me. But as far as college for me personally, I obviously did a whole hell of a lot. I failed quite a few times, failed a lot of classes. I was on academic probation. It was just not a fun time. Let's be real. I just don't think if I could go back in time, maybe I would have waited to go back to school. I feel like I should have taken a gap year. I started out trying to do medical assisting for a year because that's where the money's at. According to my family, they kind of pushed me to do that. And I switched majors after a year because I always knew I wanted to work with kids some way, shape, or form. Before that, I wanted to be a psychiatrist. So part of me kind of feels like maybe we should go back to that. After all of that, after the failing, after this and that, the classes, do I think it was all worth it for where I am now? No, honestly, no. I feel like right now, I mean, versus like years ago, there's so many more quick accelerated programs to get a certificate, to get a degree, to do something. where it's not so taxing, where you have to go to college all 4 years and you have to do all these classes and all these credits and have to do a externship or an internship or any of that. I feel like there's so many more efficient ways to get what you need to get where you're going, if that makes sense. And there's also trade schools out there, which is something that, my husband has done. So, like, the possibilities are endless. And plus, there's a lot of successful people out there that have said that they never went to college. So, what does that tell you? It's a scam. And you can look at all of my student loans sitting right there, right over there, far away from me, but they're there. I look at that every day with just a sense of like, ugh, and regret. And so you're probably wondering, well, then why the hell did you try to go back to school a couple of years ago? Which, yes, I did. Almost 2 years ago, I was in school for a semester. Luckily, I had enough like grants and stuff that like I didn't have to pay out of pocket. But that's also the that sucks about college is if you fail enough classes and you up enough, you use up all your financial aid, then you're paying out of pocket. Do I think a class is worth $1,300? No, no, it's not. I'm sorry. Especially when you have professors and teachers that like they could either be really good or they could be really shitty and cancel class all the time and have online class or whatever it is. That's debatable. But hopefully you guys are understanding what I'm saying. College is a scam, which leads to my next thing. Money means nothing. Oh my God, how could you say that? You're so out of touch. Maybe a little. No, I'm kidding. This is what I mean when I say money means nothing, okay? And this is the standard movie, TV show where it's like this person makes a wish or does this, or I don't know, somehow they get in with the popular crowd or something happens, especially millennials. You'll know what I'm talking about. They get to be famous and successful and have all this money and have everything they ever wanted. You Wish is a good example. Go watch that Disney Channel original movie. That's a good example of it because you can have everything in the whole world. Cars, the designer, the houses. The designer's all fake, by the way. The designer's all the same if you get it off the gate. But anyway, you could have the world and travel all these places and like, yes, it'd be fun and fantastic for a short amount of time, but it is not going to be the key to your genuine happiness. That is within yourself. You got to be comfortable with yourself before you try to find happiness in other people. Wow. This is me talking to like 20-year-old Sam that was just like putting myself in other people and other things to find the happiness that I truly have now, which is crazy. But money means, and I know that's scary to say because we are in our country is the economy is everything is like we don't know what the fuck's gonna happen tomorrow. Let's be real. Besides obviously needing money to live and to get food, gas, or mortgage, all this. When it comes to grinding, and if that's really what you want to do and have money and just feel successful, then that's great. You go for that. This is more so for me because for the last few years, as you guys have followed me or my followers have followed me, follow. Funny. Okay. I decided to leave my daycare job to get something more for myself because I wanted more for myself. Money, benefits, everything. And let me tell you what I got now. Sam from 3 years ago been like, "What the is wrong with you? Why?" And I'll tell you why. Because I have never felt the peace and the happiness. And I feel like I'm relearning how to be a person again, how to be myself again, as I've mentioned before. But I just feel such genuine happiness that I've never had before. No amount of money can match, no job, no nothing. And I am blessed to be where I am. The Sam 3 years ago that's like, what are you doing? This is what we're doing right now. And I'm happy as clam. Do I have as much money as I did? No. Do I care? No, because I have my husband, I have my child, I have my little family, and whatever happens in life is going to happen. So wherever I go next in my career path in the future, let it be. Let go and let God at this point. I don't care. Even if it means if I do end up back at my old job, one of my old jobs, one of them, yes, because I could go back to a couple, which is nice. But, or whether I'm doing something completely different or whatever, I am letting go and letting God at this point. I've spent so much time just having control or trying to control everything. It's just let it go. That's another thing. Just let it go. It's not that deep. I used to say that all the time to my friends. They know when I say that. It really isn't that deep. Anything that you are stressing about right now that it's not financially burdened to you, that is not like grieving a family member, that is not some kind of conflict, and honestly, probably a conflict, maybe it isn't that deep if you think about it, but it's not that deep. It's really not. Let it go. The next I have to elaborate on. If they talk about their friends, family, boyfriend, whatever, partner to you. They're talking about you. That kind of goes without saying. That goes hand in hand. I've heard that so many times on TikTok. And let me tell you from personal experience, I've had quite a few people do that to me throughout my, middle school all the way up till now. And I was very just like, like, the rose colored glasses, very blind to a lot of things. And now I'm like, wow, damn, I wish I could go back and slap myself in the face and be like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Get away from them. They don't care about you. They don't love you. They don't like you. They don't like you. Oh, that's another one. If people are doing really sketchy shit like that, for one, they don't like you. That's crazy. Isn't that a crazy concept? That one gets me. As I've said in the last episode, that all the friend TikTok, all this crap about friends, it really is about your intuition, yes. But isn't that crazy? That whole thing of like they were never friends with you, they never liked you, they were just using you for entertainment. What? What? Girl, bye. Get the out of here. Which leads to the next one, which is just trust your intuition. Again, bringing that back up because seriously, it will save you. Something that I wish I had done a long, long time ago. Trust your intuition because it will never lie to you. It will never fail you. Trust me, if you are feeling some type of way about being out with certain people or being in a place or driving or something's telling you not to go, don't go. It's kind of funny how things work that way because I'll give you guys like a quick example actually. This wasn't really an intuition thing. I feel like this was all like God's timing kind of thing. But a few weeks ago, my husband and I planned a date night and everything was just going wrong. And I kind of felt like it was gonna go wrong anyway. So I was just like, okay, this is fine. It literally started with me just feeling like this isn't gonna happen. Like I just had a feeling like we're not gonna go out, it's not gonna work. My mom couldn't take Brian, which is totally fine. My husband was really, really late from work that night. Like he didn't get home till like 6:30. That really sucked, but another thing. And then there was something else that happened. I can't remember what it was. Something else happened. But basically, like the feeling that I had, like I knew it wasn't going to happen and I was fine with it because I had a feeling it wasn't going to happen. So maybe a little bit mild of an example, but for all the ladies out there that are so male centered and feel like you need a man to be happy, that you need to always have a boyfriend, you need to have a guy texting you, you need to have that. No, he doesn't love you. Let it go. He doesn't even like you. And stop chasing that man because if he wanted to, he would. And that's also I feel like there's some conditional things with if they wanted to, they would. But ladies and gentlemen, stop. There's more to life than men, okay? I'm sorry if there's any men listening or watching this. And this is, no offense to my husband and whatever, but men are just no, not it. No, no. I feel like with this opening, this awakening that I've been having, as I've said so many times at this point, I'm just looking at the outside in. I'm like, men? Oh, God, why? Ugh. And it's just like the mental capacity of some things, but especially just like, why are you going to be obsessed with ladies, and some gentlemen out there? We don't judge. Why are you being obsessed with a man that's not giving you the time of day? No, he doesn't like you. You can search for all the little like signs and you could stalk his socials and you could look at his stories and do all the things and like analyze the text messages with a magnifying glass. Trust me, he doesn't love you. He doesn't want you. He doesn't like you. Stop it. Stop it right now. You need to get a hobby. You gotta find something else to do. Go watch a TV show. Go binge a TV show. Go get your nails done. Go worry about you instead of that man because he could give two about you. Sorry, not sorry. From someone that had to learn it the hard way and has also watched it a few times. Stop it. We're going back into if they wanted to, they would. This is not just for a relationship. This is also for friends, family, whatever. I feel like there are some stipulations to that, which I'm going to get into. But for the most part, if someone wanted to be in your life, be in a relationship with you, spend time with you, etc., hang out with you, they would. Now, here's where the stipulations come in. I have, me and my friends were always very well, me and some of my friends, like, I feel like everyone just has mental health issues. Let's be right. We're all up, let's be real. I know a few of my friends have very like their mental health, like they just not even their mental health, but like sometimes it's hard for them to answer text messages. They're in their head. They have the same things I do with like depression and stuff like that. So in those sorts of cases, totally excuse that. I don't hold that over their heads at all because I'm also dealing with my own. And I am also someone that goes like days, weeks sometimes without texting anybody or texting a certain person. And then I feel bad, like, oh my God, they hate me and this and that. That was also a big spiral for me. But now it's kind of like, I get it. I get it. And the same thing kind of goes for me too. If I wanted to, I would, but sometimes I just don't. Someone put that on a shirt, okay? This next one, I really don't like to say. I really don't want to admit because this was also from a person that has caused me so much trauma. But it's true. They said this one time, it makes so much sense now. Look at things from face value. Hence, if they wanted to, they would. I feel like that kind of like slides into a lot of things I'm talking about here, but look at things from face value because things are never what they seem. I'm really mad I'm saying that right now, but it's true. I've had a lot of situations, spiraling in my head and with everything just like, oh my God, they hate me because X, Y, and Z and this and that. Like it just spirals out of control. Sometimes you really just have to look at situations from what they are and the people for what they are. And that's that. And just let it be. This goes for all of my grief girlies out there because I am a grief girly. I've lost many members of my family and it really sucks. This is for any of you guys out there that have had any trauma. I don't like the word, but you get it, that have had really bad, horrible happen to you. Stop blaming yourself. It's not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. You couldn't have prevented it. You couldn't have done something different. It is what it is, but it's not your fault. Stop blaming yourself for it. I'm in both categories here. It's not your fault. And it doesn't make you any less of a person. You are still a great person. You are not what you think you are. Stop blaming yourself because you are going to spiral into a despair of depression. You will from experience, and you are worth so much more than that. Here's something else that I wish I would have said to myself, my younger self in my 20s. Your 20s are one of the hardest times of your life because you think you need to have it all together, but you really don't. I thought everyone had it together after college, after high school, because I wasn't doing the path that a lot of my classmates were and my friends were, which was go off to a college or commute to I was commuting to college, but like I was living at home and I had a lot of bad stuff going on at home at the time and I hated every part of it. I was just not having a good time. Hence why we started YouTube. Have patience with yourself, with everything, with any hard things you have to do, with being a parent especially. That has really just like shined a light bulb in my brain this last year, to be patient with yourself. And if there's any advice I can give to a new mom that just had a baby right now or is about to, be patient, go with it. Don't try to change it because it's not going to happen. Trust me, I tried. Just be very patient with yourself. Not even that, but just in general, no matter what it is, a job, you're moving, whatever, just be patient and trust the process. Take it for what it is. I feel like a lot of this is common sense, but maybe to some people it's not common sense. Enjoying the little things. Always said like, it's the little things, oh my God. But it wasn't really until this last year that I've really started genuinely like enjoying the little things. As I've said before, I love taking showers. I really like reading. Right now, actually, I'll show you guys. I am trying to reread this because I bought this last year or the year before. The Homewreckers by Mary Kay Andrews. She's one of my favorite authors. I was gonna say artists. She might as well be, the way she writes. Like, oh, girl, love her books so much. And this is one of the things that does make me happy. Do I always do it? No. Should I do it more? Yes. I end up doom scrolling and I'm trying. I'm trying here, you guys. But even an hour a day, I'm trying to get into read. So that's something that I really enjoy, or just getting myself together, putting makeup on, doing my hair. Now, my hair is not that great right now, but we're just going to ignore that. I don't know what I'm doing with my hair anymore. We're just living at this point. The little things, like watching my son walk for the first time. He's walking now, guys. Crazy. Almost 14 months. I can't believe it. I have a toddler, a genuine toddler, and he understands that he's becoming a person. And just watching him like learn how to, and, like pushing buttons, and he's just so smart. Like he knows what I'm talking about now, which is so crazy to me. Like, you're not a baby, you're a person. Kind of dives with that too. Social media is, we all know this, right? We all know this, but we don't really take it into account because we're just every day on our breaks or every day before or after work, school, whatever. We're on our phones, TikTok, YouTube, whatever. Everyone's just scrolling every single day, looking for some kind of validation, something to entertain you after the day you've had, trying to, decompress. Trust me, been there. What you see on social media is all 98% of the time. Maybe there's a little genuinity to it. Wow, is that a word? I made a word. Maybe it is a little genuine from time to time, but besides that, it's all, especially with the AI and coming out now, like it's stop comparing yourself to other people, because you are only seeing the highlight reel of their life, not actually their life, because if you saw their real life, you probably wouldn't want it anymore. Correct? Correct. Oh my God, this is another controversial one, but I'm saying it because this started happening within like the last 10 years of YouTube, and I hate it a lot. Stop victimizing yourself because of your mental disorder, your mental health. Okay? Stop playing the victim because you have anxiety and depression. Okay? Now, I understand there are some people out there that have severe anxiety and severe depression. And thankfully, like a lot of my friends and my family, my husband know, like sometimes I just get really anxious, and you can tell on my face. You can tell. Mostly now in social settings, like I feel like my medication really has helped to nick all that in the butt for the most part. But socially, if there's a lot of people, I just want to curl into a ball and just get out wherever I can. However, there are people that like to use their mental health and use their mental disorder, whether it's depression, anxiety, whatever, as like their backbone of who they are. And like, oh, well, I have anxiety. Oh, I have depression. Oh, but they make it like their entire personality, or they just use it for clickbait, rage bait, whatever you want to think it. Don't do that. You are not your mental illness. Mental illness, there we go, not disorder. Wow, I that up. You are not your mental illness. You are not your mental illness. I've been an advocate for years. You are not. You are a person. You can learn to live with your, if you can learn to live with your mental illness some way, shape, or form through therapy, your own, whatever you're doing, medication, live your life. But do not make it the main focus of who you are, because people are going to get real tired of that real quick. This is something that I have debated on talking about, but I am going to talk about right now. By the way, if you hear a baby in the background, Brian's awake. He's in his bed. He's playing with his toys. He's being loud. If you hear him, he's fine. I can see him. He's totally fine. He's just making noise. The sensitivity of the world is absolutely ridiculous. There, I said it. Okay. Let me explain. Okay. So we all know cancel culture and how terrible that's gotten. Anytime we're going back into people's histories and finding any tiny little nook and cranny to be mad at and blow it up and make everyone hate this person so they lose everything just to get some satisfaction because, haha, we called you a bad person. Now, there is some things to that. Wow, I just lost my train of thought. There are some stipulations to that. Clearly, if they've said, the N word, or if they've been terrible to other people and they have like a genuine reason for being canceled, and are you have shown that they're a terrible person, basically, that I understand, that is totally fine. But when you're just out here looking for any tiny little piece of information to nitpick and just to cancel somebody, stop being so sensitive. This is me telling you, as a 32-year-old woman, to stop being so sensitive, because this world is crazy. It really is. I've grown up in obviously the 90s, 2000s, 2010s, 2020s. Here we are. We had South Park. We had, all these things that now are just not allowed to be, which is crazy. And the humor back then, like, yes, it was what it was. Was it a little like terrible and racist? Probably. Were some other things some terrible and awful? Probably. But here's the thing. They happened. We can't erase it. Stop erasing history. It happened. We just have to move on and be better from it. If you want to be the generation that does not do that, that's fantastic. But I think the problem is behind all of this. My point here is that people are just taking it and making an excuse for every single tiny little thing, and everyone's getting mad at every tiny little single thing. Not to mention the people that are like a million genders thing. What? What? People want to, or kids want to have litter boxes in classrooms because they think they're animals. What? No. Okay. Okay. This is all just too much for me. I don't know. Maybe the newer generation can enlighten me here, but this just crazy. If I've learned anything, like, the sensitivity of the world is awful. It's horrible. It's annoying as if I've learned anything. Nothing is that deep, as I previously said. It's not that deep. If it is not affecting you personally, if it's not harming anybody around you, shut up. Just stop it. Stop it all. Please. Like, it's just stop it. Is that the generational trauma kicking in? Trauma? I don't know, but please just stop. It's also going to be very sensitive for me because I don't know if any of my family genuinely like watches my stuff or listens. I would never know. That's all. Family is not the end all, especially if they are toxic. I don't know what my last point was, what the learning curve was there, is that I think I've just learned that people are way too sensitive and it just needs to quit. We can't do anything anymore. That's why people are remaking movies a million times. Too afraid to. A lot of my family, like distant family, which I want to make an episode about this, so I'm just going to touch lightly. My great grandma and my grandma mostly kept everyone together. Once my great grandma passed away, that kind of changed. And then my grandma had Alzheimer's, so that obviously changed. And it's very unfortunate because my mom always talks about like hanging out with her cousins and like doing the shit that they did when they were kids. And it's so funny. And and I know that they wish that, me and my cousins now had that. And I think that we're just all in different directions and don't really like, I don't know, don't communicate. Maybe there's animosity. Who the knows? I would personally love to have that, but that's going to be a whole episode in itself. The point I'm trying to get here is that I have put my trust in some people and it fell flat. So sometimes when you're like, family is everything, family is this, family is that. No, it's not. And if you're wondering why I try to be, I am very hyper independent or trying to be, partially why it's very hard for me to open up to people, that is a slight piece of the puzzle, which we will get into. That's also going to be another episode. I want to like really write down and talk about that. They're not there for you. I feel like they don't really have a right to say anything about your life. Sorry, not sorry. If you're not showing me any sign that you want to be in my life, I don't care. I personally would love to have that for my son. That's why, like I try. Family isn't all that if they're not there, basically. You will be okay. It's not over. If I've learned anything, everything always does work out. I have to credit my mom for that because she's always telling me everything will be okay. Everything's going to work out. Everything's going to be fine. And even in that moment, it seems like, oh, no, it's not. Yes, it will. Everything's going to be fine and you're going to be okay. And we're going to move on from this. Whatever it is, whatever it is, even if it's a really, really bad situation in the end, it will find its way to be okay. Wow, that rhymed, but it will find its way. The most common, most obvious, your 20s suck. Yeah, it's fun. Ooh, 21, woo. And then everyone starts panicking once you hit 25. I feel like 25 is when you start to gain clarity over your life, to be honest. I mean, I got married at 25. I started to wake up from a lot of stuff that I was dealing with in my 20s and high school years. 25 is not terrible. 21, yeah, you get to party, but for the most part, your 20s suck. They suck, and you're not supposed to know what you're doing. Trust. Finally, last but not least, that I'm going to say, I'm going to read it actually right off of here because there's nothing more obvious. Let people go if they're showing you they want to go. This kind of goes hand in hand with like a relationship thing, as I said earlier, of like, he doesn't love you, he don't want you. Let it go. This is for anyone. This could be family, this could be a partner, this could be a friend, whatever. If they're showing you signs they don't want to hang out, they don't want to be in your life, they don't want to talk to you, instead of trying to hold on to it, let it go. Cue Elsa. Okay. That has always been a big problem of mine. I felt like I really prided myself of like, oh my God, I've had all my best friends since like elementary school and high school and blah, blah, blah. And sometimes you just don't, unfortunately. Sometimes they go their own ways. Sometimes you grow apart. Sometimes like happens. And as much as you want to hold on to it and just be like, no, don't go, don't leave me. We're supposed to be best friends forever. Sometimes you just have to because neither of you are in this anymore. Clearly it's not working. And I really hate when that happens because I tend to hold on with all my might. Like, no, you're not leaving me. You're not leaving me. Go f yourself. You're not leaving me. Just let them go. Just let them go. If they find their way back, they do. If they don't, they don't. 95% of the time, if they find their way back, I would kind of keep your guard up a little as far as me personally. But I have a lot of issues with connection and trying to be friends and just connecting with people in general. I have a really hard time with. So that will be an episode. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode and helped you out in some way, I guess. I don't know. If you want more stuff like this, tell me to plan things out more because I feel like this went really well and I'm very happy with it. It's everything that I've learned so far being in my 30s. There's a lot more to learn and we're just getting started here. So be safe. Don't be stupid. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do, all right? All right. And I will see you guys in my next episode. Bye. I'm so tired now.